I'll continue for listening. This now that we own delegation as Sierra Leone. Kadi Sisi, we can talk about human rights. Kadi Sisi, so from the SLVP, Honorable, the Parliament, ECOWAS Parliament. When I listen, what in they can talk.
And I'll give the floor to Right Honorable Kadi Veronica Sisi to take the floor.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, let me join my colleagues again in thanking the two presenters. But basically, I want to focus my intervention to the human rights presenter and the questions that he asked. What are we doing to help Africa to get off from these sufferings? Now we have so many organizations. We have AU. And ECOWAS is just part of Africa, West Africa. The AU is the Africa Union. Where is the union in this? Mr. Speaker, honorable members, the presenter talked about food security, job. But my question is, how are we going to tackle this? The question goes back to you, or the answer. We should be in this together. We should work together as a team. I mean, ECOWAS, Africa Union, and the very human rights. But I'm afraid this same human rights, the commission or whatever, is the same human rights that has made some of these problems be escalated. If you hear from my colleagues, in those days, when we were scholars, we used to get scared of our teachers. If you dare to do anything wrong, the teacher will lay you there and give you some few lashes. If you have done wrong, if a child does wrong outside, some other parents will give you lashes, don't do it again. But this time, with the laws in the human rights has deviated. This is the reason why we have so many dropouts, so many things that is happening, push, smoking, marijuana, because nobody is in control. If you ask anybody, say, leave me, it's human rights, that's my right. These are some of the things. So we have to revisit some of our laws that are in these human rights to help what you have presented. Indeed, I enjoyed your presentation because you presented the thing with vigor, that you have passion for it. But these are the problems that we have envisaged, even with the mothers, as we heard again from my colleagues. You can no longer shout on your child. In those days, if you look your parents or your parent look you right on your eye, you should know what she means. But this time, it doesn't happen. Because they will start to ask you, Mommy, why are you looking at me like that? And you can see a teacher with a broken shoe or bended shoe going to teach. We respect them, but it's no longer there. The rivers. You use you'll be teaching, they'll be using their telephones. If you ask them, they say, human right, that's my right. You cannot even correct them. This is a problem that we have envisaged. So, Mr. Speaker, honorable members, we have gone to the schools. And that is what is happening in the schools. You no longer have, like in those days, you have standard 1 in my country, standard 1, standard 2, 3, and 4. You cannot challenge them. But now, the worst, except they have to use telephones. You spell NIGHT, they will just cut it off NIT. You know, these are some of the things we should revisit. Let us go back to our books and see how we can do. These are some of the things that we should be seen doing. And the question that you ask, how are we doing? And And you go to the prison again, they say human rights. Although some people are there innocently, but some are there that have done the thing. When they want to deal with them, they will say it's human rights. And that is why Sierra Leone has just removed the death penalty. And that is why problems are coming up again. Because when there was death penalty, they said kill the dog while the dog is watching. It will not repeat itself again. But now it doesn't happen. So you see too much everywhere, shooting, firing, and everything. There's no control because they say human rights. So we have to visit some of these laws. And let us come down to agriculture. Our lands in Africa, so fertile. So fertile, 6 months rain, 6 months dries. Some people in the West, they come to Africa and get the soil to go and give us whatever fruits. They come to our land. We have so many products here in our countries. And I heard from my colleagues, if you go down to some of our countries, we have so many minerals. Like in Sierra Leone, let me talk, charity begins at home. We have gold, we have diamond, bauxite, rutile, you name it. But are we benefiting? We are not. They come, the whites, they come and get this of our products. No human rights is looking at them. They take our products, they go to their countries and get the telephones. They will come and buy. They come here and take our soil, they go and produce rice, they will buy. At the end of the day, we start to have hypertension, hypertension, hepatitis, or whatever. We don't even know what they are putting on it. But we have fertile land. Why can't we make use of our land? You see these young boys going up and down, you bobo they are in Creole in my country. Why can't you go and work? Go to agriculture. Go and do something. But if you start to say, go and do work or go and do this, human rights. Human rights, we have to come together to eradicate if really we want to benefit this country. I have questions. Have we really searched properly why are we poor in Sierra Leone? In Africa. Why are we poor? Do some research, human rights, or you presenters, or anybody who is listening to me, let us do some research. Is it greed, selfishness, mismanagement, lawlessness, carelessness, corruption to the highest peak, or too much English, Booker Washington? Instead of doing the right thing, you start to speak bogus English. People will come there, they'll come and speak their English, you don't even understand, but you pretend as if you are part of them. I will speak my phonetics, my British English, they will understand. But some people, when they go to these white people, they start to speak in their nose, you don't even hear. You don't even understand. Why can't I be proud of my British who colonized us? This is what we should practice in this in Africa. We are not poor. I hate to say Africans, but these whites, we have taken too much from them. Why do we take their laws? Why can't we make our own laws? They don't want us to unite. Because we can be in this of our Africa conveniently without using them. We have oil, we have our minerals, we can train our children, we can even play, because they are talented people in Africa. But we allow them to come and use us and take our TCS, we call them our donor partners. We allow them to come and use us to take our products out of this of Africa. Why can't we unite for once? We should unite. We should be united. So you have a role to play. Human rights. Some of these rights, we have to visit them. We have our products. Let us make use of our products, especially our minerals. It's heart-rending. You see people floating inside. Now, like Sierra Leone, they call Sierra Leone a virgin land. When there's problem, all of them will go. When there's problem, all of them will go. You gave chance. Please, let me talk. Just 1 minute. They give chance to, we have to make sure we do the correct thing and see what we should benefit. Mr. Human Rights, I really want you to answer this question. Please, we want a clear definition of human rights. and what are your TOR, your terms of reference? What to do, what are not to do, what are your limitations? As you have prompted me, I just want you to take these questions, and please, I am learning. This is a place of learning. We are all here to learn. Give me the clear context, give me the clear definition of human rights, so I will not misuse or misinform my people in the village. Because now when you go, even the villagers, that's my human rights. You have to, they don't even know the definition. So if you give me the definition now, I'll benefit from you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Kadi Sisi. Let me recognize the arrival of the second Deputy Speaker, Honorable Ajaratu Traore. You're welcome. I now recognize Honorable Alaji Dabu to make his intervention.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, the two presentations, the human rights situation across West Africa and the socio-political instability and conflicts in the Horn of Africa, lessons for West Africa. I want to believe they share a lot in common, if not all. All are connected matters or related matters. The human rights situation across West Africa, as highlighted in the presentations, is a way of trying to reflect our memories on the current happenings and realities. By the way, social political instability and conflicts in the Horn of Africa, lessons for West Africa. Wherever we have these sort of conflicts and instability, that means there are gross human rights violations. Honorable Speaker, if we are reminded and we are told on the other hand that we should be learning, my belief and feeling is we had our lessons and we had learned our lessons. Unless we forget our lessons, what are we to learn? It was on the basis of our lessons after the independence that confronted the sub-region West Africa. ECOWAS was established. Kwame Nkrumah did say, if we have our political independence without the economic independence, our independence would be meaningless. It was on this drive that this bloc had a thought to gain our economic independence and establish ECOWAS, to integrate the sub-region so that we gain our economic independence and we get the true meanings of independence. Along the way, we had setbacks. We had civil wars, military takeovers, and also rebellions across the sub-region. Where we have such gross human rights violations are always the case. ECOWAS did very well. At a point, almost all the countries, we succeeded in getting democracy and rule of law. As we go, we are now beginning to get the threat and fear of the emergence of the military takeovers that is undermining the achievement and progress that ECOWAS has achieved. If today we are told to learn from other places things that are happening, I am saying we already had that in West Africa, and we learned from that within West Africa. It is not bad to remind us the happenings in those countries. Equally, what is currently happening to undermine what we have. It is also not bad for us to reinforce that to be in place. I think these are the two, as far as the two presentations are concerned. To narrow it and cut it down. What is undermining the peace and tranquility, the democracy and the rule of law that we are enjoying in West Africa? What could be the root causes to that? Why the need for the military takeovers coming back to West Africa? At one point we saw
Sierra Leoneans, this are the contact because they don't too long. Although the thing is like 3 hours and 29 minutes and 11 seconds. I need to talk for ECOWAS parliament, but easy. But that cuts and back. This don't go for 16 minutes. 11 are able for listening.